Context. Now, that's what I'm hearing from you, Minister, that we need to think about offline accessibility, about access to remote areas. And at the very core, all of this represents an opportunity for us to improve service delivery. Question then becomes, what role do digital platforms and platformization play in Niger's economic development?
I mean, you'll be amazed how really the boost platforms and digitization have given to the country in the past 3-4 years. What basically we have been able to achieve, that we are achieving, is already, although at the beginning we're still on the pilot phases, is to give access to most of the communities. Niger is the only country in Africa which does not have a heavily populated capital city. It's only 6-7% of the population that lives in the capital city, Niamey. So reach for us was important. So we have been able, with the help of some partners and also with really the implication of the local ecosystem, to make some of the platforms accessible to deliver services. So we have been piloting platforms on an initiative that we launched, which actually is our flagship in the Smart Africa Alliance, the Smart Village initiative. So we had platforms on education, for example, a local platform called VirtuProf, which was designed by local entrepreneurs, which actually targets primary and secondary education. So this is, and it was boosted during the COVID-19, let's say the peak of the COVID-19 Niger. There is also an international platform that we've been using lately, Coursera, through which also we're giving access to content, all sort of content to our population. And the third platform is an e-commerce platform. Again, it's a locally built platform for e-commerce to promote and boost local content. And finally, although it's not yet deployed, but we're working on deploying a thingy with GIZ.
Minister, what's clear is that there's been a range of platforms that have been deployed, and in fact, quite a number that are in your pipeline as well. I suppose my next question to you is, how do we then ensure that in their design, these platforms are accelerating our journey towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, that they're helping us to close the digital divide, especially as we really look to achieve all of these aspirations by 2030?
I think for us, or actually when I say for us, I'm looking at maybe the developing world as a whole. There is an emphasis on cooperation that is needed. I think in the past, unfortunately, there have been too many bilateral cooperation. So it has been like a combination of many, and there wasn't any synergy. In Niger, what we are testing, and I think is successful so far, is to have all of government approach. So which means on our side, we have combined all the requirements from the government in terms of service delivery to citizens. And that my department is in charge of running that. And we are having the same conversation with our partners. So we are working with them to get them mutualize their resources so that we have what they call a carpooling approach to development. So that's where we can maximize the resources that we have, both financial resources, human resources, and collaboration. So in doing so, we focus on one, pulling the resources in, let's say, one bucket to address the infrastructure. Earlier in the conversation, I was saying that this is one of the challenges that we have. But given the fact that the country is so big, it's really very costly to build infrastructure. So with our partners, it's to get that into one basket and have one infrastructure project. That's one. Second is also to work with our various partners to get content available, and especially free content. That way, we make sure that when we bring connectivity in a given area, there is enough content. And content, I think that's our focus on the SDGs. So focusing on, for us, it's really education, health, training for the youth in terms of entrepreneurship, agriculture, etc. And last but not least is to combine, let's say, the cooperation with also the involvement of the local ecosystem, mostly startups and SMEs, because we want to be able, while doing that, to enable really the youth. Niger is the youngest country on earth. I don't know if you know it. It is the youngest, but one of the youngest. So we need to make sure that these youth have access to market, they have access to skills, so that they can deliver, maintain services.